Namaste. I hope everyone is feeling full of vitality and wellness and enthusiasm. If not, this episode is for you. And if so, this episode is for you. This week we're talking about Ojas and the role of Ojas in Ayurveda. What is Ojas? Why do we need it? Why do we want it? How do we get it? How do we lose it? Everything Ojas. Ojas essentially is the essence of vitality and wellness. Today we're going to seek to understand everything we can about Ojas. In Ayurveda, Ojas is considered the subtle essence of our vitality. It's really the cornerstone of physical health, mental clarity, and our spiritual well-being. It's often described as the nectar of life or the juice of life. Ojas ultimately reflects the end product of proper digestion and balanced living. Not just proper digestion physically, but mentally, emotionally. On another level, it's the ultimate expression of optimum health, and it's what provides us with immunity, longevity, and energy. So we're going to discuss and dive deep into the concept of Ojas as it applies to our life and all the different factors that influence the production and preservation of Ojas and herbs and foods and practices that can enhance it. So what is Ojas? Ojas in Sanskrit really means vigor or essence. It's the essence of all the bodily tissues called dhatus, and it's the final product of proper digestion and metabolism. What Ayurveda really represents, what Ojas really represents in Ayurveda is our immunity and strength, giving us a robust immune system that depends on all factors of life. And Ojas gives us energy and vitality. It provides the body with sustained energy and mental clarity. And ultimately, it is the connection to our consciousness, because this Ojas is not only nourishing the body, it nourishes the mind and the soul, and it fosters our spiritual growth. It's the ultimate pinnacle of our strength, our patience, and our endurance of the body and mind. And in Ayurveda, it's encouraged to cultivate this Ojas because it provides disease prevention. It provides healing to the body when it needs healing. It provides rejuvenation, and it's what supports longevity. In yoga, Ojas is cultivated so we can develop inner strength and our determination and vitality and the steadiness and focus of mind so we can focus on the higher self. And it's a framework. It's this foundation that supports us having a more powerful prana, a more powerful life force, so we can dive deep into higher meditative practices. And developing Ojas is key to warding off disease, pathogens, and it promotes rejuvenation. In Ayurveda, it declares two types of Ojas. It identifies two types of Ojas. There's what's called para Ojas and apara Ojas. Apara Ojas. Para Ojas is developed Ojas. It's supreme and it resides in the heart and it sustains our life force. And it's quantitatively fixed and it cannot be increased or decreased. It's that subtle essence. It's quantitatively established in our heart. And when that's gone, we're done. Apara Ojas is what happens. It's the support of the physical strength and immunity, and that's what circulates throughout the whole body, and it fluctuates. That can be increased or decreased based on our diet, our lifestyle, our emotions, our thought process. So these are the two different types of Ojas. The para Ojas we're born with. We came in with that. That's our Ojas for life. And the apara Ojas we have a lot of control over. The role of Ojas in the body is numerous. But first and foremost, it's immunity and disease resistance. Ojas serves as the primary protector against disease, and it enhances the body's resilience, allowing us to recover from illness and the different external stressors. Another role is that it provides the body energy and vitality. Ojas fuels the physical and mental activity by offering sustained energy and vitality. And that's what really it's what contributes to our stamina, endurance, and our sense of well-being. And then the other two roles of Ojas is our mental and emotional stability. When we have enough Ojas, we have the ability to develop and maintain mental clarity, our emotional balance, and really a calm disposition, a calm type of energy. When we don't have enough, then that's what leads to anxiety, fatigue, depression like this. And the most important, at least from my viewpoint, for some people, it may not be important. Some people, this final thing is not the most important thing. The physical body is. But for me, it's our spiritual growth. And when we have ojas, that's what links us to higher states of consciousness. It really is fostering this connection with our spiritual energy and our inner peace and the development of our consciousness for the most part. It's really important. Ayurveda really says that it's important to look at the different factors that influence the ojas so we know how to create it and how to preserve it. The first major factor in that is our digestion and metabolism. Ojas is produced only when digestion is working. Improper digestion leads to ama, to toxins, which obstruct the production of ojas. The digestive fire, that agni, it has to be balanced in order to ensure the proper transformation of food into ojas, because when we digest food, it converts into these 7 tissues called dhatus. We'll speak about that soon. The dhatus are lymph, then blood, muscle, fat, bone marrow, nerve tissue, reproductive tissue. And each tissue feeds the next tissue. We'll go into this. Before that, though, we need to talk about a few other things. Diet, what we eat, not just how we're digesting the food or digesting life experience. What we eat plays a crucial role. We need to have food that actually has nutrients in it. So much of the commercial food today, I would say all of the commercially grown food doesn't have nutrients. It's grown in depleted topsoil. It's grown with artificial chemicals, herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, insecticides. Not only is it not nutritious, it's destructive. These chemicals are designed to kill little insects and bugs and large things. What it does to our microbiome is unfathomable. Our microbiome, our gut flora, lives in an environment thinner than one of the hairs on our head. We have 300 billion plus bacteria and viruses that we know of living in the gut, all beneficial or mostly beneficial, and these chemicals destroy that. So even if there were a little bit of nutrients there, how can we do it when we're destroying the gut-brain intelligence? We can't. So the food needs to have nutrients. It needs to be organic. Ideally, it's in season. It hasn't been transported from halfway around the world. It's not processed with all these artificial flavors, colors, preservatives. That's not food. And most frozen food has also been depleted too. Not all, but most. And then old food, if it's been, cooked months ago or weeks ago, that doesn't have any nutrients left. It's completely depleted. It's inert. It's tamasic. We need sattvic pure foods, organic foods, grown in healthy soil. Another key component that influences the ojas is our lifestyle. We must live balanced lifestyles, and most of us don't. We don't sleep at the right time. We don't eat at the right time. We don't take proper rest. We spend too much time on the computer, scrolling on the internet, watching other people's lives that are very meticulously curated so people can have a very artificial image of themselves, what we want people to think about us versus a real life experience. A balanced lifestyle comes from getting adequate sleep at the right time of day when the body's natural biocircadian rhythm supports that. Having proper daily exercise, having mindfulness practices, self-inquiry practices, gratitude practices, Ayurvedic daily practices. What depletes it is overwork. Most people are overworked. We're not really supposed to be working 8 hours a day. In old times, we would get up before the sunrise and pray and give thanks to great spirits, Mother Earth, whoever we gave thanks to. Then a little breakfast, and then we would go and work hard in the morning and have a really, really hearty lunch. And then maybe we work another hour or two, and that's it. The afternoon is for the community, for the family, for the friends. The evening is for merrymaking, for making music and dancing and singing and making love and beautiful, wonderful, self-nurturing practices. And we're just completely overworked. We're not supposed to live to work. We're supposed to work to make enough money so that we can live a joyous, light-filled, love-filled life. What does overwork lead to? Stress. Stress is the silent killer, or not so silent killer. And stress is the biggest dysregulator to life. Irregular routines diminish our ojas. Irregular routines lead to stress. Most of it's due because we think we need to work more. We need to produce more. And we base our value as a human based on how much we produce or how much money we earn or whatever our parameters are. So we need to have a healthy lifestyle. And really, really important is having healthy emotions, positive, healthy emotions, love, empathy, compassion, gratitude, kindness. These all nourish our ojas. When we have negative emotions like anger, like fear, anxiety, greed, all of this depletes our ojas. It creates a separateness, not just in life, but in every cell of our body. The cells don't think like that. Cells think in unity. When we have thoughts of separateness and isolation and loneliness, our cells don't work right. The cells don't think right. So we have to have a balanced emotional state. How do we know if we have healthy or depleted ojas? Ayurveda clearly gives us clues, indicators, signs of healthy or depleted ojas. Healthy ojas looks like radiant skin. And you can go on the internet and see people with radiant skin. And I guarantee you a lot of those are covered up with makeup or airbrushed or AI generated. Some filter on a screen did that. Very few people have radiant skin these days due to bad practices. Having bright eyes, having a vibrant aura. You can see, everyone can see auras. That's our vibrational frequency. When someone walks into a room, you see them, either they're radiating or they're not. And then other really good signs of healthy ojas are people who have strong immunity or resilience to diseases. We can be around people who are sick, sneezing, coughing, not get anything ever. So having strong immunity, resilience to disease, and then overall stable, sustained energy levels. That doesn't mean you're jacked up on amphetamine like coffee or caffeine or whatever it is, bouncing off the wall. It means you have stable, sustained energy. Incorporating a positive mental attitude, a positive mental state while sustaining that energy. That's self-regulation. And then having emotional intelligence, emotional balance, a spiritual connection to ourself. You don't have to believe in a form of God or a specific name of God, but you have to have a spiritual connection to yourself. Have faith in yourself as a divine being, as a being of love, a being of light, a being of the universe. This is a healthy emotional state. This is a healthy emotional intelligence and spiritual connectedness. Ayurveda also tells us what depleted ojas looks like. It's the modern world. It's the modern sickness. It's everything we see. All the commercials, all the ads are promoting how to, what the newest drug or supplement is to help you with this. What does that sound like? Fatigue, weakness, constantly having colds or flus, lackluster appearance, dull complexion, sunken eyes, bloodshot eyes. Emotionally, it's anxiety and fear and irritability and really a depression. And on the most intense depletion, it's a disconnection from self and spirit. It's a disconnection. We lost faith in God. We lost faith in ourself. We lost faith in Mother Earth. This is when the ojas is really depleted, and that's when illness arises. Illness starts arising before that, but that's when illness really arises. Cancer, autoimmune conditions, these all come when the ojas has been severely depleted. Ayurveda gives us tools to heal this, to balance this, to bring it back into balance. Ultimately, these things are just signs or warning signs that something is out of balance. We're not following a life of balance. Ultimately, it's actually a state of balance. The imbalance is a state of balance. The illness or the dis-ease or the disorder is actually in perfect harmony and balance. It's like the warning light on the dashboard of the car. It's saying check engine, check brake fluid, check oil. It's just a warning sign, because we haven't lived a life of balance. So the body's doing what it should naturally be doing for someone or something that has not lived in balance. It's perfectly imperfect in that way. Ayurveda gives us herbs, foods, lifestyle practices. So let's take a look at that. My favorite part is the herbs. Ayurveda offers what's called rasayana herbs. These are rejuvenating herbs that build and preserve our ojas. These herbs strengthen the body, they balance the mind, they promote longevity. I love herbs. They're just plants. I mean, people say, why do I need to take herbs? Herbs are no different than cilantro, parsley, kale, basil. Those are the herbs. So celery, arugula, all the different plants we eat, they're no different. They're just plants. So we shouldn't be afraid to take herbs. It's no different than eating. I really see herbs as food. My favorite Ayurvedic herb, I think, of all time is ashwagandha. It literally translates to the smell of the horse, but it often is translated as strength of the horse. Withania somnifera. Soma is in there, right? Soma is the nectar of immortality. Ashwagandha gives so many benefits. We'll do a whole podcast on ashwagandha at some point, but predominantly it's one of the greatest adaptogens there is. It reduces stress. It enhances our energy levels. It supports our immune system. It calms our nervous system and boosts vitality. It's amazing because you take it in the morning and you have energy, sustained energy without the jitters of caffeine all day. You take it at night and it promotes such a good night's sleep. I love taking it in golden milk at night. I think it's delicious. If I have a protein shake, I take it in there. I sometimes mix it in ghee. I mix it in raw honey. I'm vegetarian. I don't really take much dairy myself, a little bit of ghee, but I don't really drink milk, so I'll put it in a plant-based milk that I made myself that didn't come in a package. Another phenomenal rasayana that builds ojas is shatavari or shatavari, asparagus racemosus. It's in the asparagus family. And it actually translates to 100 brides or 100, she who possesses 100 husbands. It gives so much energy. It nourishes the reproductive system and it balances the hormones. Many women take it for balancing the hormones, but it's not just for women. Just like ashwagandha is not just for men. They're interchangeable. And all of these can be taken with milk, with ghee, with honey, some combination of that together. It's common in modern times to take it in capsule form. If you choose to do that, that's okay, but occasionally take it out and taste it. It's really good to experience the taste and flavor of our herbs. We don't just take our food in a capsule, we experience the taste. We should have a regular experience of the 6 tastes. Another profound rasayana herb is guduchi, amrita. Amrita tinospora cordifolia. This is a bitter tonic. It's a bitter herb. It enhances our immunity better than almost any other herb, and it simultaneously detoxes the body. That's incredible. It removes ama, toxins, from the body while it's building our resilience. It's incredible that an herb can both detox and rejuvenate at the same time. Because normally for rejuvenation, we have to do cleaning first. It's like if you want to paint your wall. First you scrape the old paint off, then you sand it, then you prime it, then you can add the new paint. But with guduchi, it's cleaning and rejuvenating at the same time. Amazing. Amalaki, the divine nurse. Umbilica officinalis. It is also a powerful, powerful antioxidant. It's so rich in vitamin C. If you ever go to India, you can get the fresh amalaki fruits. It's very sour. I personally love it. I'm pitta, so sour taste is not phenomenal, but I love this vitamin C, this amalaki, in its natural form. Now there's powders and other ways of taking it, but one of the most famous ways of taking it is the famous herbal paste jam chaiwanya prash. It's a combination of herbs and ghee and raw coconut sugar, cane sugar. It's super nourishing to the body. But what amalaki does is rejuvenates the tissues and strengthens the immunity. It nourishes all 7 tissues. At the same time, it enhances our digestion. Again, it's the divine nurse. It brings life back to the body. Amazing. A couple more, and then we'll move on to food. Brahmi, Bacopa monieri. This is for the mental ojas. It improves our mental clarity so quickly and so profoundly. It's amazing. And it simultaneously is reducing our stress. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful herb. And it doesn't taste bad either. I think it tastes quite good. I actually think all of these taste good, minus the amalaki. And what Brahmi is doing to support ojas is it strengthens our connection between the body and the mind. Remember, the longest journey we take is from the head to the heart, but Brahmi makes that journey very quick and very beautiful and wonderful. It's like a beautiful train ride across the countryside with Brahmi. And then the last one we'll talk about today is licorice root. It's known as Yashti Madhu in Ayurveda, the sweet stick. And this is so soothing, licorice. It soothes the body. It supports our digestive system, and it nourishes those 7 tissues. It really supports ojas. It acts as a tonic for our vitality and endurance. It gives some energy to the kidneys, to the adrenals. It's such a wonderful herb. I actually love chewing on licorice root sticks. I'm not talking about the licorice candy that you buy in the store. I'm talking about true licorice. Although that licorice candy I do like myself as well. It's probably when I'm in Europe, I get some really nice Finnish licorice occasionally, but mostly just chewing the licorice sticks, making licorice root tea. It's amazing. Those are the main herbs I want to talk about today. We'll talk about other herbs later on in different shows and different episodes. Also, in my community, we have a whole herb section where we talk about different herbs, so all of these will be covered in there. Foods that enhance our ojas. Again, it's sattvic foods. Sattvic foods are pure foods, fresh foods, nourishing. They're grown locally, ideally. We're eating foods that are basically in season. They're nourishing us because they were grown and cooked with love. Any food that's promoting that balance and vitality directly supports our ojas. There's a few key foods that Ayurveda recommends for building this ojas. Now, if you're vegan, this doesn't apply, but Ayurveda is so big on dairy. And when Ayurveda recommended using dairy, there was very little, if any, lactose or casein intolerance because our dairy was pure. The cow is viewed as sacred. It's the mother. It gives life force. And we didn't steal the dairy from the baby. The cows lived outside. They were honored, cherished. If they didn't feel well, they got marma, Ayurvedic acupressure. They got herbology. They got homeopathy. They were treated like divine beings. They didn't get hormones. They didn't get steroids. They didn't get the antibiotics. Nothing like this. Everything was natural. And this milk was the greatest food. Milk and dairy, warm milk, not cold milk. Cold milk creates toxins in the body. Warm milk, cooked with herbs, unpasteurized, unhomogenized. That's not digestible. Homogenized dairy causes cancer in the body. There's research on that. There's a lot of research on that, actually. And so warm milk with ghee, with saffron, with ashwagandha, with shatavari cooked into it. Amazing. Ghee itself is one of the most nourishing foods on planet Earth. Yogurt in moderation with digestive spices nourishes the body. It nourishes the mind. But they have to be this quality. The dairy we get today, it's very poor quality. It's not only just poor quality, it's undigestible. And that's what's actually causing all the lactose and casein intolerance. Humans are actually designed to digest dairy. I know some of you out there are not going to agree with that, but most of human existence, we consume dairy. And then another key sattvic food is fruits. Fresh, juicy fruits. Soft, squishy dates. Not these dried out, pitiful dates, like really soft, squishy dates. Amazing. Medjool-style dates. Mangoes are filled with ojas. Pomegranates, soft, ripe bananas. Any of these fresh, juicy fruits are just phenomenal. There's some other really cool Asian fruits like durian and jackfruit and mangosteen and cherimoya or soursop. These are amazing. Avocados. These beautiful fresh fruits. Fresh, soft coconut meat. Amazing. Then nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds build strength and stamina. Almonds. So in Ayurveda, food combining is a major thing. It said that fruit doesn't really go with anything. There's some exceptions to this, and one of the key exceptions is almonds and dates. A major ojas rasayana, ojas tonic to rejuvenate our ojas. We take 10 almonds, soak them overnight and peel them, and eat them with 3 large dates. Absolutely amazing rejuvenation, so much energy. Or if you want to drink that, take your 10 almonds soaked and peeled, your 3 dates, take some water, put it in the blender, blend it up, even add a little ashwagandha to that, add some saffron to that. Amazing. Walnuts are rejuvenating. Pecans, macadamia nuts, pistachios build ojas. And then seeds, sesame seeds build strength and stamina. Hemp seeds are one of the most complete proteins on the planet. Maybe I think they're actually the most complete protein. Pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, all these nuts and seeds are super revitalizing to the body. And then from there, we look at whole grains. And actually, many of the whole grains are technically seeds. Quinoa and millet are seeds. They're complete proteins. They build the strength in the body. Amaranth and buckwheat are seeds, and they build the structures, our bones, our connective tissue, joint tissue, nerve tissue, muscle tissue. So these seeds, but real whole grains like long grain rice, organic long grain rice. If rice isn't organic, I wouldn't touch it. It's sprayed with so many chemicals. But whole grain rice, whole grain oats, the same thing. We didn't used to be gluten free. We've created gluten intolerance, gluten sensitivity, all these digestive disorders, IBS, Crohn's, leaky gut, SIBO, small intestinal bacteria overgrowth, all of these, we created them. They're man-made diseases because of the chemicals, because of glyphosates, because of GMOs. Our body is completely, it's like being bombed by nuclear weapons on our gut. So we are supposed to eat gluten. Even our wheat, we've modified it so many times from that original wheat. Our original wheat had a very small amount of gluten in it, and it had the enzymes built in for us to digest it, and it was protein, and it was building and nourishing our tissues. The wheat today is so far removed from that ancient wheat. If you can get that ancient wheat and you haven't developed a gluten intolerance, it's such a nourishing food. You can make wheat porridge. You can make some beautiful homemade chapatis out of it, some wheat bread, some wheat cookies, muffins. But you need that original wheat grain. It's called einkorn, Einkorn, einkorn. If you can get that wheat, beautiful. So these are nourishing, grounding, energizing foods. And then the sweet taste comes from the earth. It's water and earth elements. Sweet taste is building. Natural sweet taste. Raw, local honey. We need local honey. If you're in California and you're getting your honey, that special, expensive Manuka honey from Australia, New Zealand, it really isn't benefiting you. You need to get honey in your local bioregion for the enzymes in the immune system to really benefit from it, because those are the pollens in your area. But these natural sweeteners like raw local honey, jaggery is organic raw cane sugar, so many vitamins, so many minerals. It boosts energy and it improves digestion. Again, that chaiwanyaprash, it's made with ghee, it's made with jaggery and all these immune boosting herbs. Amazing. Mainly amalaki, but it's made with this. It's actually, that chaiwanyaprash is a powerhouse of ojas. So using food as a medicine. Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, he said, let food be thy medicine, let medicine be thy food. He kind of took that from Ayurveda, or he completely took that from Ayurveda. I don't know if he knew Ayurveda or not, but it's an Ayurvedic principle. In the Charaka Samhita, the first Ayurvedic text, it states the physician begins the cure of the patient with the administration of the proper diet. And if that proper diet is followed with a healthy lifestyle and routine, the patient can live 100 years disease-free, happy, healthy until their last breath. On the contrary, if the wrong diet is followed, even if lifestyle is balanced, the patient will not live a long, healthy life. They will die an early, painful death. It's like you have a car and you're putting the wrong fuel in your car. How long is your car going to last? And what's right and wrong is individual. There's 8 billion of us here. There's 8 billion different diets. Just like there's 8 billion different ways to God, to the top of the mountain. Everyone is their own path. You can love the same God in form. You can love Christ, Buddha, Krishna, Shiva, Kali, Devi, Durga, Allah, whatever you want to call God, wonderful. But it's your unique relationship. Just like food and herbs, they're unique to each individual. No one can go to work for you. You have to go to work for yourself. You have to walk in your body. It's you. The path is you. One more herbal preparation. Phenomenal. I have it almost every single day of my life. It's golden milk. Probably at this point, everyone has heard of golden milk. They sell it in every health food store. I think they even sell it in like Starbucks now and pretty much every coffee shop. But it's a blend of milk. You take milk. It can be a plant-based milk or cow's milk or goat's milk, buffalo milk, reindeer milk, yak milk. And then you take a little bit of turmeric, and if you put a little black pepper in there, it makes the turmeric work even better. And then some spices, cinnamon, cardamom, a pinch of nutmeg if you're having it at night. Even some saffron can go in there. And then you warm it up and you let it steep for a little while. This golden milk is such a beautiful tonic for sleep at night. Absolutely amazing. I mean, it can be taken during the day too. You might not want to put nutmeg in there because it's super relaxing, but the other herbs can go in there during the day. Even maybe putting some ashwagandha in there. I do that frequently. Then other foods that are excellent for building Ojas production, is the healthy fats. And Ayurveda says the two most healthy fats, number one is good quality ghee. It's a sacred food in Ayurveda. Ghee is the most powerful Ojas builder. It can go through every cell in our body in about 24 hours. Cellular nutrition takes about 35 days with perfect digestion, but if you add ghee to it, it happens in 24 hours. Another really great healthy oil is coconut oil. It nourishes the tissue and supports the immunity. So many people are into MCT oil these days, medium chain triglycerides. Both ghee and coconut oil are that already. So what Ayurveda does to promote Ojas, how do we promote this Ojas? How do we build Ojas in our body? Why do we build Ojas in our body? What does it mean to build Ojas in our body? Simple, and it's beautiful, and it makes just a beautiful, beautiful life. Ayurveda emphasizes this beautiful, beautiful holistic approach to building Ojas. So number one is through daily routine and mindfulness and self-care. That's the dinacharya. We've talked about this so many times. And ideally, we wake up early, preferably before what's called Brahma Muhurta, the time, the divine time, the pre-dawn hours, the time before the sunset. That can be 5 minutes, that can be a few hours. Even modern science is saying waking up a few minutes before the sunrise versus after the sunrise creates way more coherence in our biocircadian cycles and everything else in our body. The daily practices of abhyanga, tongue scraping, the self-oil massage is profound for our muscle tissue, our joint tissue. It just creates such a beautiful routine in our life that's nourishing, and we're telling our body how much we love it. And then eating at regular times, sleeping at regular times, just doing this daily routine with rhythm. It's beautiful. Having a daily meditation practice. There's nothing like it to calm the mind and reduce stress. At the end of the day, sure, you can go have a beer, you can have a glass of wine, whatever it is. Meditation is so much better. There's no side effects. Pranayama, breathing consciously, doing alternate nostril breathing, that nadi shodhana or anuloma viloma, doing Brahmari, this is bee humming. It decalcifies the pineal gland. It enhances our vitality and mental clarity. Having a yoga practice, having a gentle yoga practice. You don't have to be the greatest yogi or the most flexible person on the planet to do yoga. You can do gentle yoga. You can do what's called yin yoga. This reduces stress so profoundly. It enhances the energy flow. It enhances the prana flow. But yin yoga is designed to release the issues in our tissues, the tension that's been stored in the body, in the mind. It releases this. Even doing 3 simple poses, doing child's pose, balasana, doing cobra pose, bhujangasana, and everyone's favorite shavasana, corpse pose. But that's actually a very difficult asana to master. The true mastery of that asana is you're totally relaxed. You're totally surrendered. You're totally accepting. Your breath is in harmony. Every cell in your body is at peace, and the prana is flowing. When that happens, we attain bliss. When we can really surrender, we're in that state of bliss. And really, the last major thing is getting proper sleep. Adequate, high-quality sleep is essential for regenerating Ojas, replenishing the Ojas. And really, one of the greatest ways to disturb that sleep, that high-quality sleep, is overstimulation before bed. We need to create a calm and kind of like a dark sleeping environment. If we have all the lights on in the house before we go to bed, it's stimulating the pineal gland. We're not going to make melatonin, the dark hormone, the Kali hormone, the sleep hormone, so well. If we're staring at a screen before bed, Ayurveda didn't really tell us much about that because we didn't have screens back then. We had the internal screen. But the external screen, the computer, the cell phone, the iPad, if we're scrolling and stimulating the mind, watching the news, looking at all the feeds, the mind's active. Nighttime, we should have low lights, some candlelight, a Himalaya salt crystal lamp, some ghee lamps or beeswax candles, just very gentle light and calming music, calming atmosphere. It's a time for taking baths, for meditation, for gentle reading that's not too heady. If you have a beloved, it's a time for sacred intimacy, for connecting with your family. This is the right way to go to sleep at night. We have so many challenges in the modern world, right? Stress and anxiety. We're bombarded by chronic stress. That depletes our Ojas. We have so many concerns about our immune system and the world. These new viruses, these high-tech viruses. We're chronically fatigued from overworking. We need to protect ourselves. We need to go against the American dream, so to speak, the illusion, the Maya, the Maya that the world is going to give us happiness, that the world will give us peace. Ayurveda doesn't say don't use the things of the world. It's not saying run away to a cave in the Himalayas and renounce all your material things. Not at all. It says use those things. Use them wisely. Use them intelligently. Use them to create a life of beauty and abundance where we can share our love, we can share our resources with others and make other people's lives better. When we do selfless service, when we help another person, that improves our immune system so much. It reduces stress, it reduces our anxiety. And when you help someone, we get so much energy. I mean, that's been my experience throughout my life. When I do seva, when I do selfless service, when I'm not thinking about myself and I'm doing an action solely for the sake of the action because I see the other person as myself and I want to relieve the suffering. There's an energy that happens that's not coming from food or even an herb. It's coming from the life force itself. It's coming from the creator. It's coming from the universe. The universe is supporting us in love. Love increases love. Love increases energy. Love increases our immune system. Love decreases our stress and anxiety and fatigue. Nurturing ojas is essential for a long life filled with vitality. Really, ojas is the essence of life. And when we embody the Ayurvedic philosophies of balance and wellness, we have a long, healthy life. If we can incorporate these ojas-enhancing practices into your daily life, if we can incorporate ojas-enhancing foods and ojas-enhancing herbs, we can cultivate a life filled with physical strength, mental clarity, and an inner harmony, a spiritual harmony. In today's fast-paced world, it's more important than ever, and nurturing ojas offers us a path. It is the path to health, resilience, inner peace. It bridges the ancient wisdom with the modern life. Ojas, the 7 tissues, our reproductive vitality, our energy, our creative life force, that is all connected together. It influences every aspect of life, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual well-being. By nourishing the tissues, by preserving the ojas, by practicing consciousness, mindfulness, we can experience a life, not just feeling not bad, but enhanced vitality, enhanced immunity, living a life with inner bliss, with inner contentment. Whether your goal is health or longevity or just not suffering, not feeling bad, or your goal is spiritual awakening, protecting ojas is key to achieving a harmonious life and harmonious balance, a life of health and vitality and wellness and joy. I encourage you to really contemplate this, to dive deep into this, to explore what are we doing in our life that's depleting our ojas? What can we do to further increase our ojas? How do we preserve it? What can I change? Little by little. You don't have to change everything all at once, one thing at a time, and really see the value yourself. So thank you for joining me this week. And please, as always, if you found benefit in this, share this with your friends, your family, your community. And also, please, I encourage you to leave comments. Share your experience of Ayurveda. Share your experience of yoga, of Vedic philosophy, of life. What do you do that works? What do you do that doesn't work? When we share our experience with each other, we learn from experience. We learn from sharing as a community, as a tribe. Don't be shy. Please leave your comments. We can grow this way. We do grow this way. And then we can live a more peaceful, balanced, healthy, connected life to ourselves, to the earth, to each other. Until next week, walk in balance, walk in peace, fill your hearts with love, and express it in everything you do. Namaste.